Hey, I'm Andy Aledort, and in this edition of In Deep, we're going to continue our look at how to build chords from modes and use some unusual voicings for that. Last time, we were looking at the Dorian mode using suspended chords, and then we took that shape and moved it up and down the neck, staying diatonic or within the scale structure of Dorian. And it gave us some really nice sounds. That you wouldn't necessarily find otherwise. So let's continue that type of investigation, but we're going to switch modes from A Dorian to A Aeolian or natural minor. All right, let's look at scale positions of A Aeolian. We're going to do it in a similar way that we had before, where we combine two scale positions. We're going to start here. So what we have here, and you can add this note if you want. We have 3 notes per string and pretty wide stretch. And that's a nice thing to get used to doing, because you have those notes just rolling into one another. And then the same thing happens up here. So make sure you work on those 2 scale positions. Let's look at the intervals. We have A is the root, major 2nd, minor 3rd, 4th, 5th, but then we have a flat 6. That's the only difference from Dorian. Instead of an F sharp, we're going to play F natural. So we have root, 2nd, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, and it repeats. Root, major 2nd, minor 3rd, or flat 3rd, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, root, 2nd, minor 3rd on the way back down, flat 3, 2, root, flat 7, flat 6, 5, 4, flat 3, 2, root, flat 7, flat 6, 5, 4, flat 3. Okay, so the chord voicing that we used, built from fourths within the Dorian mode before, was this sort of A sus4 13, or you could call it if you want to, or A minor sus4 13, with that F sharp in there. So if we're going to switch to Aeolian, all those F sharps that get used as you move around get switched to Fs. So now our opening suspended chord would be . So if you're not used to that kind of chord, it might sound kind of odd. But it's a really pretty chord. So the way to move the chords around you're going to harmonize, or those chords are harmonized by moving up and down each string within the structure of Aeolian. So since we're talking about those chords falling on the top 4 strings, let's do A Aeolian on the top 4 strings. Here it is on the D string. If you do it against your A pedal, root 5th, root flat 6th, root flat 7th, with the root, 2 roots, root 9th, root flat 10th or 3rd, 4th, 5th, flat 6th. And it's great to practice this like we had done before if you're going to play solos. String. So come up with as many different ways as you can to practice that on the string to memorize it. Let's move over to the G string. If you play that with your A pedal, so we have flat 7th, root, 2nd, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7. Same deal, you can pick your A pedal and so make sure you practice it like that. Let's do it on the B string too. And if we do that along with our A pedal, we have 2nd, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, root, 2nd, then it repeats. Same deal. That's great for soloing, so make sure you practice it that way too. Let's do the high E string, same deal. Play that with the pedal, you have root 5th, root flat 6, root flat 7th, 2 roots, 2nd, flat 3, 4, 5, repeats. And same deal. So when you solo like that, you should be thinking about what the intervals are that you're playing. Because each one has a particular character. Okay, so now let's build our chords. If we have our suspended chord like this, every note is going to ascend the neck within that scale structure. So the second chord would be this. And this shape we've seen before because it's the same as we've used for Dorian. But the next shape, this shape in Dorian appeared over here, but now for Aeolian it's going to appear over here. And the reason is we need the F note. And that's why the next chord is going to be this shape. When we were in Dorian, let's look back, we had this to this. So now that same thing is happening down here though, because we want to stay diatonic to the scale. Then we're back to this. And then we have our unusual voicing again over here. So a good thing to do is to take little pieces of it and move them around within an area to familiarize yourself and memorize those voicings. So in that example, I was just trying to combine different voicings, come up with something that sounded interesting. And that way I'm playing over A minor if I was soloing. But the chords underneath are going to have their own unique character to them.